welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah and thank you for clicking on this video. Today we're going to be talking about high school advice, and I just graduated this past year. Shout out to class of 2017. High school is such an experience, let me just tell you that. A little bit of background. My class was 200 kids and I applied to 9 schools, got into 8 of them. Shout out St. Edward's, SCU, 21. I thought it'd be a good idea to give you guys advice. So I just have a little list on my phone. In general, friendships do change. Going into high school, you can't really expect yourself to be graduating with the same exact friends. I was lucky and I did graduate with all the friends I did have coming in. Our relationship is totally different. I don't know, things change, so you just have to be prepared about that. And it's not a bad thing necessarily. It could become better, it could become worse, become just different. Just gotta accept it for what it is. So, and with that being said, I highly recommend that you don't burn bridges when you end relationships or friendships or whatever it is. It's just better not to have any grudges or not to dislike anyone and just have it melt. You don't necessarily have to be super close with that person anymore, but I don't advise talking behind their back and then having everyone know that you hate them and just stuff like that. Definitely also, I would say confidence is another big thing. I wish I had so much more confidence in high school. It's really hard. I started getting more confident as I got older, from freshman to senior definitely, because I just felt more comfortable in where I was in my environment and things like that. So basically my mindset senior year was just not caring what people think, really just do what you love, and if people hate on you, that's their problem. If you're happy, nothing else should matter. Their opinion should not matter. So now I'm going to go by grade. So my advice for freshmen are get good grades. You might go into high school thinking, oh, I have 4 years to make my GPA awesome. I'm gonna slack off, it doesn't really matter this year, I'm just gonna have fun, not worry about it. No, honestly, freshman and sophomore year are the years that really determine what your grade point average, your GPA is going to be. And so it's really important to take challenging courses that make you push yourself and that you'll grow from. So do not sit back and think, oh, I could take all grade level classes and get hundreds in them and that'll be good, when in reality, if you are getting 100 in grade level classes, that's probably way too easy and you should be pushing yourself into honors and AP classes and things like that. Don't settle. Make the most out of your 4 years. It is free education until when you get to college, you obviously have to pay, so take advantage of that. It is free and that you should just work as hard as you can and push yourself, because you really can do anything you put your mind to. It's all about your mindset and things like that. So also, the transition from middle school to high school, I didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't that different. I was already pretty independent on my own, but some people it is a lot. So a big tip is time management is going to be different. You're not going to have people on your back 24/7 like in middle school telling you to do your homework and everything. You're going to be more independent, more responsible for your own actions. So it's really important, especially if you get involved in a lot of things, which I highly suggest you do, that you just figure out and manage your time so you make the most of every minute. Also, another tip that I'm really bad at is procrastination. I am such a big procrastinator, it's so bad. Also, a big thing is getting involved in high school freshman year, no matter what. If it's sports, if you're not athletic, then get involved in clubs or things just around your school or community that will ultimately benefit your resume. During high school, I did play 3 sports. I did soccer in the fall, I ran indoor track in the winter, outdoor track in the spring. So not only will this make you a lot of friends and you can find people that share common interests as you, but it will also look good when you're starting to apply to college, when they see that you're involved from freshman year all the way up to junior year. It'll look way better than just joining random clubs junior year. Colleges know when you just are applying to put it on your resume. So also, it does help your confidence level. Now we're moving on to sophomore year. Sophomore year, I really recommend you establish good relationships with teachers, because it's not the year yet that you have to ask them for things like letters of recommendation, whether it's for college or applying for jobs. Relationships with your teachers will benefit you in the end. And then this is also the year that you've had your freshman year experience. You're pretty much transitioned. I really highly recommend the thing of pushing yourself and enrolling in AP classes. Colleges really want to see that you're well-rounded. Juniors, people going into junior year, wish you luck. I really do. Junior year for me was the worst year, honestly, because just the classes I took. So obviously junior year, for those who don't know, it's the most important year for colleges. They look at that the most and they really like to see that you're involved in a lot of things outside of school, but also that you're challenging yourself and taking hard courses. The juniors, you do have a long road ahead of you, especially the second semester of the year. It's gonna be really bad. Really bad. But it's also the year I felt that you're finally an upperclassman and that you have more freedom and you do things that give you more independence. Like for me, that's when I got my license, and yeah, it's just a lot of things coming at you. And I feel like though I made a lot more friends junior year, and just my life socially got a lot better, even though classes did get a lot harder. Junior year, I basically took 3 sciences and I was taking 2 math classes. One was honors pre-calculus and then the other one was AP statistics. Another tip is that's when you're going to be taking your SATs and AP tests. So honestly, yes, they are very important for colleges, but don't stress too much because there's not a limit where you have to stop after taking them. If you don't like your score, then study and retake it again the next month. It really isn't that big of a deal. And coming from me, I honestly was a terrible standardized test person, and I was pretty well rounded. My SAT scores, ACT scores were not so hot, but hey, look at me. I'm still going to college, so my experience is that in the end, it's not going to matter. You're not lacking in any other category, whether it's outside of school activities or academics, and it's just your SAT scores, you'll be okay. Like, I'm telling you, my scores, they literally sucked balls. So I'm still here. I'm living proof that it's going to be okay, I promise you. So please don't stress out too much. They are important to some extent, but take a deep breath and you can always retake it. So for senior year is, some people, it's really debatable because some people it's like the best year of high school, and then some people, for like me, it was not that great. It was slightly better than junior year, but it still sucked because by then I was so ready to graduate and everything. But academically, senior year is a breeze. I had a lot of priv periods, so I got senior privileges where I could come in late, leave early, and then the classes themselves, I was only taking like 6 classes compared to 8. So yeah, that was easier, but then also there's a lot of other stress that people forget to think about when they think of senior year. So college is a big one. Applying to college, that literally was a terrible experience. I will make another video if you want me to. Comment down below. But I applied to 9 schools, got into 8 of them, and waiting to hear back from college is the worst. The worst. It's like, because it's just so long and it's such a big decision that's important for your life and your future. And the first thing I do when I got home during those few months is I'd run to the mailbox, refresh all of the portals and schools that I applied to. In the end, it all worked out, so I guess take a deep breath. So this could also relate to juniors, I guess. But a big tip is, like, yeah, prom is not going to be the best night of your life. It's going to be really fun and everything, but especially if you're a girl watching this, the best part of prom is dressing up, getting your makeup done, taking pictures, and yeah, like I would have been totally happy just doing that. And so I feel like it's really not super important to buy the most expensive dress out there. Learning from experience, I did go to prom my sophomore year, and then I went junior and senior year. But each year I spent way too much on my dress, and I was just thinking in my head, oh, it's fine, I can just sell it after. But no, if you have a friend that already went to prom, she has a dress that she'll sell you or that you can get for cheaper, it's such a better option because you wear it once. You really just wear it once. And I know it's for the memories and everything, but that's something I regret. Senior year, I bought a cheaper dress. It was still really expensive, but it was cheaper at least. And I was totally happy with that dress, and I just wish I did that previous years because you're gonna have fun no matter what. So I just wish I knew that before, because I have 3 prom dresses sitting in my closet. No one wants to buy them because everyone just wants to go out and buy a new dress for prom, you know? So definitely don't go crazy for prom dresses. Senior year, I even did my own makeup. The only thing I got done was my nails and hair. Junior year, definitely also, but senior year especially is just so busy. It flies by like this. Honestly, everyone says that, but it's so true. By this time, you're gonna be working, and also like with the whole college process, like, you're just gonna be so busy. It's really important that you make time to spend with your friends because it is last year you're all together. Just expect senior year to be really busy. A pro tip: once you have your license and you're working and everything, you have your own money, try not to spend too much money on food. That's like my biggest weakness. Just because I didn't have the most amazing high school experience doesn't mean you won't. Especially if you're going into high school, you haven't even done it yet. Like, it's in the future. Don't let anything stop you from achieving all your goals and just making the most out of it. So that's really it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. This is my first sit-down video. I'm sorry if it's not 100% quality, but I'm working on it, and I post a lot of vlogs and stuff like that and just random videos. So just comment down below if you have any ideas or any comments.